Hello, fellow assassins, and welcome to another one of my Assassin's Creed Brotherhood commentaries. So today I'm going to show you some Wanted, and I'm going to show you the throwing knife and morph ability. So what I'm going to try and do on this channel is show you guys every single ability and what good uses it has. And I'm going to start with throwing knives and morph. So morph is a very good defensive ability. I mean, a lot of times it can get you a stun if you know how to use it right. And throwing knives, even though a lot of people, including me, thought that it was a useless ability, really isn't. And I'll show you how it's not useless in a little bit. So the first person I get is the mercenary. Now, instead of chasing after him, what I'm going to do is cut him off on the roofs. And yes, I'm roofing, and it's really not a bad thing to roof. What I really call roofing and running is almost always when you're on them constantly, when you're running constantly, and when you're roofing constantly. That is a bad idea. Cutting off your targets on roofs occasionally, not a bad idea. So I killed the nobleman there, and I see another roofer, so I immediately get up. And there's the Heliquin. So I'm just going to wait for her, and I probably heard whispers at this point, so I was a little freaked out, but I'm not gonna worry about it too much. And I fall there, which kind of pissed me off, but it's fine. And I get stunned, and I go up there, or she gets stunned, and I go up there really fast and kick her, because I really thought one of those four guys was one of my pursuers. I probably could have got a grounded and focus bonus, but it was too dangerous, so I didn't do it. Alright, so I get the Prowler here, and another thing to know about this match is a lot of these guys run a lot. So here we go. I kill one guy, and he was definitely running a lot. So I'm going to have one pursuer right now, but I heard the whispers, so I just decided, hey, I might as well morph a group. And here's morphology lesson number 1. Do not, whatever you do, get out of your group when you know a pursuer is nearby unless you absolutely have to. Because if you notice here, I waited, she came down and was scanning, trying to figure out who I was, and I punched her in the face. I mean, it works perfectly if you can do it right. So here, I probably should have stayed in the crowd a little bit longer for the hidden bonus, but I was going against the flow of the crowd, which is really obvious, which probably meant I was going to get killed like that, or get stunned. So I get roofed by the COD player. You'll see why I call him that in a few minutes. Alright, so I get spawned back in here with like 7 minutes or so left, and I take first. And this game actually comes out to be pretty close. It has a pretty exciting ending. And I get the Prowler again, who is once again running a lot. But what you're going to see here is he kills his target, which allows me to wait for a little bit and then give him his flu shot, giving me a hidden bonus. And here's another little tip about hidden. Okay, I got killed by the thief there, as you can see. But here's a tip about hidden that I found was really interesting. If you notice sometimes spots where there's no people but the ground is kind of glowing where personas might be in a blend group, if you go in that and stay in it for a little bit and kill your target, you will still get the hidden bonus, even if there's no personas in there. So I thought that was a little interesting. I might share that with you guys. And so the Prowler really likes his flu shot, so I'll give it to him again. And I'm in first with 2 pursuers. So I get the Heliquin, and she's around 3rd, so I'm going to be a little cautious with her. Plus I have 2 pursuers, not a good combination. And so I'm going to get kind of lucky here. I find her just as she got stunned, and she kind of just runs up to me. I don't know why, but people really love their flu shots, I guess, so I'll just give her one. Then I morph the group, because I freak out really bad. And I know that engineer is my pursuer, because no one follows a blend group like that closely. And so he just comes up here and just asks to be stunned, and I give it to him. But sadly, I also just walked in to someone else's group, and they were not happy, so they threw me out of it. So I have a decent lead with about 5 minutes to go, and I'm going to get spawned back in here. So, throwing knives, I'm going to give you some tips on throwing knives while I hunt this nobleman. Throwing knives, one, they don't cancel charge. I know it's kind of weird, but I tried that once. It didn't work out, so don't try and do that. Two, they don't work if someone uses charge or sprint boost. That will negate the ability. And three, don't ever, ever, ever try and knife someone and stun them. Trust me, you will get killed brutally. It is not a good idea. So I'm going to get kicked here. And even though I stunned the Prowler, I got killed by the officer after getting stunned by the nobleman. Kind of ranted there for a little bit. But, oh well. So I'm still in first, and I get the officer who's up on the roofs. Actually, he might not even be on the roofs. Yeah, he's still on ground level. But anyway, he's right there. And so is the Prowler. Now, I totally fail doing this. Yeah. When someone knows who you are, it doesn't work as well as done. But I still have the lead, so I'm cool with it. And I'm gonna go and respawn back in. Buy some barrels or something. And get the nobleman. He's up again. And I'm gonna go try and kill him. So I go up here, and I'm just trying to, one, run away from the whispers, because if you notice, I have 3 pursuers. So I get scared and just morph. And right here, the thief just really wants some punches, so I'm going to give it to her. She really likes her punches. And then I get shot by the COD player. He probably plays a lot of COD, and therefore thinks the hidden gun is some kind of sniper or something. I really don't see why he did that. He could have just come up and killed me, but whatever floats his boat. Alright, so the engineer is roofing until I go on the roof, then he has to jump down. Be annoying. And then he's right there. So what I do here is knife him, which makes him immobilized for a couple seconds, and then I get stunned. So that's not the right way to use throwing knives. If you really do want to use throwing knives, don't do it from such a distance. And I might have not pulled it off in this game right, but trust me, there is a use for throwing knives. So I'm going to get respawned back in here and get the nobleman. So I think someone took the lead from me. Yep, they did. And I'm going to go over here, wait for a couple seconds, and somehow not get stunned. I really don't know how I didn't get stunned, but what you just saw there, me jumping through that smoke, if you don't know, smoke is not good against roofers. Roofers can come right through smoke, as can people in haystacks of bushes, if you didn't know that. So I lose second, and there's only a minute left. So I start panicking, like anyone would, and I get the Heliquin, who's right there, and she's gonna know who I am. So I follow her. I try and knife her, but then she charges. So there's another example of what not to do with knives. So she decides to run. Now what I'm going to do, instead of chasing her, is get on these roofs again. Because most likely when they turn a corner, they're just going to stop running. Not usually a smart idea, but whatever. And then she's going to find a shot from heaven. And then die. Because she stopped running. And that's about the only time you don't want to stop running. So the Prowler is roofing it a little bit here. I run into the COD player there. And so right here, 10 seconds left. He stuns him. I give him a flu shot, and I get a little claw to the neck and thrown over, but I still end up winning the match. So I took the lead back in less than 10 seconds. You can say it's lucky, but I say it was skill. So I finished first, and I'm just going to show you my stats here. I only got 4 stuns, but considering I wasn't really defending that much, that's pretty good for using Morph.